Good morning, all of you. This is my 29th lecture on design of mission members 1 subject. In this session, I am going to explain about problems, static load problems on simply supported beams. Okay. Now, this is the example problem. A circular bar of 500 mm length is supported freely at its two ends. It is acted upon by a central concentrated cyclic load having a minimum value of 20 kilonewtons and a maximum value of 50 kilonewtons. Determine the diameter of bar by taking a factor of safety of 1.5. Size effect or size factor of 0.85 and surface finish factor of 0.9, and the material properties of a bar are given by ultimate strength of 650 megapascal and yield strength of 500 megapascal and endurance strength of 350 megapascal. Okay, this is the question. Now, from the question, first you have to draw a diagram. Okay, and then after you have to identify the given values. Okay, so here from the question, the length of the beam, the length of the simply supported beam L equal to 500 mm. Okay, is supported freely at its two ends. Is supported freely at its two ends means simply supported beam. Okay, it is acted upon by a central concentrated cyclic load. Okay, a simply support beam carries a point load at the mid span. Okay, having a minimum value of 20 kilonewtons and maximum value of 50 kilonewtons. That means this is the minimum load, this is the maximum load. So W max equal to plus 50 kilonewtons and W minimum, that means minimum load equal to plus 20 kilonewtons. Okay, determine the diameter of the bar. So from the given question, you have to identify the suitable size of the bar, that is a small d. You have to identify the size of a bar, small d. Okay, and fs, factor of safety equal to 1.5 and size factor equal to 0.85, surface finish factor equal to 0.9. Okay, and ultimate strength, that is sigma u equal to 650 megapascal. 1 megapascal equal to 650 Newton per mm square. Okay, 1 megapascal equal to 1 Newton per mm square. Okay, sigma u is the ultimate stress or ultimate strength. Sigma y is the yield strength or yield stress equal to 500 megapascal equal to 500 Newton per mm square. Endurance strength or endurance limit, sigma e is the endurance limit or endurance strength or endurance stress equal to 350 megapascal equal to 350 Newton per mm square. These all are the given values. Okay, so by using these values, you have to find out the value of suitable size of a diameter of a shaft, small d. Okay, so this is the diagram. Okay, here this one is the beam, these two are the support reactions. Okay, so here W is the central concentrated cyclic load. Okay, so here you can observe the total length of the beam equal to 500 mm. Okay, so the load is acting at a distance of 250 mm from each support. Okay, now already we know that at supports always bending moment is 0. Okay, bending moment at A 0, bending moment at B 0, because at supports bending moment always 0. Okay, now bending moment at C is equal to, for simply support beam carries a central concentrated load, then bending moment at mid-span, bending moment at mid-span equal to WL by 4. Okay, WL by 4 is the formula. Okay, so simply supported beam carries a central load, then maximum bending moment at mid-span, bending moment at point C, bending moment at point C equal to WL load into length by 4. Okay, this is the formula for bending moment at center of the beam. Okay, so by using this equation, we have to identify the maximum and minimum bending moments. Okay, so here WL by 4 is the formula for bending moment at point C. Okay, for determining the maximum bending moment, then you have to substitute the value of maximum load in this equation. So W max is the maximum load, L is the length of the beam, total length of the beam, 500 mm, and here you can observe maximum load equal 50 kilonewtons. Maximum W max equal 50 kilonewtons. I converted 1 kilonewton equal to 1000 newtons. So 50,000 newtons is the maximum load. Okay, 50,000 is the maximum load. L is the length of the beam divided by 4 equal to 6250 into 10 power 3 Newton mm. Okay, this is the maximum bending moment at point C. Maximum bending moment at point C. Okay, this one. In similar way, if you want to determine the value of a minimum bending moment at point C, then you have to substitute the value of minimum load. Okay, W minimum equal to 20 kilonewtons. W minimum equal to 20 kilonewtons. So 1 kilonewton equal to 1000 newtons. So it's 20,000 newtons is the minimum load. L equal to 500 mm divided by 4. Okay, and finally the minimum bending moment equal to 62550 into 10 power 3 Newton mm is the minimum load. Okay, so these two are the maximum bending moment and minimum bending moment. Okay, after getting the maximum and minimum bending moment, you have to find out the mean and variable bending moments. So already we know that the formula for mean or average bending moment, MM equal to maximum bending moment plus minimum bending moment by 2. Okay, so here the maximum bending moment equal to 62. Sorry, this one is 2500. Okay, 6250 into 10 power 3 is the maximum bending moment, and 2500 is the 2500 into 10 power 3 is the minimum bending moment, divided by 2 is the, so 4375 into 10 power 3 Newton mm is the mean bending moment, mean or average bending moment. Okay, this one is the mean or average bending moment. In similar way, variable bending moment MV equal to maximum bending moment minus minimum bending moment by 2 equal to 6250 into 10 power 3 is the maximum bending moment minus 2500 into 10 power 3 is the minimum bending moment divided by 2 equal to 1875 into 10 power 3 Newton mm. This one is the variable bending moment, that is MV. Okay, after getting the mean and variable bending moments, you have to find out the value of a section modulus. Okay, for determining the stresses, bending stresses, for determining the bending stresses, you must find out the value of a section modulus. Okay, so from section modulus formula, Z equal to, for circular cross section for solid shaft, Z equal to pi d cube by 32. This is the formula for section modulus of a solid shaft. Okay, for solid shaft, section modulus equal to pi d cube by 32. Okay, so finally Z equal to 0.0982 into d cube. Okay, now mean or average bending stress Already we know the formula for bending stress. From equation, from bending equation, m by I equal to sigma by y equal to E by R. This is the bending equation. M by I equal to sigma by y equal to E by R is the bending equation. From this bending equation, bending stress sigma equal to m by I by y, that is m by z. So m by z is the bending stress. So bending stress equal to bending moment divided by section modulus. So for determining the mean bending stress, sigma m equal to mean bending moment divided by section modulus. So already we found that mean bending moment equal to 4375 into 10 power 3 is the mean bending moment divided by section modulus. So finally we got the value of mean bending stress, sigma m equal to 44.5 into 10 power 6 by d cube. This is the mean bending stress. In similar way, variable bending stress sigma v equal to variable bending moment divided by section modulus. So 1875 into 10 power 3 is the variable bending moment divided by section modulus equal to 19.1 into 10 power 6 by d cube. Okay, this is the value of variable stress. This is the answer for mean stress. By using these two values, okay, you can find the value of diameter small d. From Soderberg and Goodman's equations, you can find that we can find the value of suitable diameter of a shaft small d. Okay, these are the given values from the question. So from Goodman's method, already we know the formula for Goodman's. 1 by Fs equal to sigma ym by sigma u plus sigma v into kf by sigma e into surface finish factor into size factor. Here the fatigue stress concentration factor kf is not given, so I consider kf equal to 1. Okay, this value is not given, and these are the values. You have to substitute these values in this equation. Then after we got this value 139 into 10 power 3 by d cube is the answer. Okay, from this equation, okay, you have to find out the value of d. So here finally the suitable diameter of a shaft according to Goodman's method is d equal to 59.3 mm. Okay, in similar way, by using Soderberg method, 1 by Fs equal to sigma m by sigma y plus sigma v into kf by sigma e into k surface k size factor. Substitute these values in this equation, you can get the value of small d, diameter of the shaft. Okay, here by using Soderberg formula, the diameter of the shaft d equal to 62.1. Okay, so 62.1 mm is the diameter of a shaft according to Soderberg method. Diameter of the shaft d equal to 59.3 mm according to Goodman's method. Okay, taking larger of these two values. Okay, taking larger of these two values, we have small d equal to 62.1 mm is the larger value. So I suggested this diameter 62.1 mm is the suitable diameter of the shaft. Okay, so this is the one method problem. Coming to the another problem, this one also simply supported beam problem. Okay, so this is the question. A simply supported beam has a concentrated load at the center which fluctuates from a value of P, capital P to 4P. The span of the beam is 500 mm and its cross section is circular with a diameter of 60 mm, taking for the beam material an ultimate stress of 700 megapascal and yield stress of 500 megapascal, endurance limit of 330 megapascal. For reversal bending and a factor of safety of 1.3, calculate the maximum value of P. take a size factor of 0.85 and a surface finish factor of 0.9. Okay, so this is the question. From the question, first you have to identify the given values. The given problem is a simply support beam. Okay, like this. Okay, so load at the center, which fluctuates from a value of P to 4P. Okay, these are the given loads. Okay, P to 4P are the fluctuating loads. So here 4P is the maximum load, that is W max, and W minimum equal to P. Okay, here the value of P is not given. By using these details, okay, you have to find out the value of P. Okay, the span of the beam is 500 mm. Span means length of the beam. Length of the beam equal to 500 mm. So this is the L. Length of the beam equal to 500 mm, and its cross section is circular. So the shape of a shaft is solid shaft, solid circular shaft, and the diameter is given here. The diameter of the shaft equal to 60 mm. Okay, in this question the diameter of the shaft is given. By using diameter, you have to find out the value of load acting on the beam. Okay, taking for the beam material and ultimate stress, this is sigma u. Okay, and yield stress sigma y equal to 500 megapascal. Entrance limit sigma e equal to 300 megapascal. Factor of safety, that is fs equal 1.3. calculate the maximum value of P. So you have to find out the value of P, okay, by using these details. Okay, consider size factor 0.85, surface finish factor 0.9. Okay, so length of the beam L equal to 400 mm, and the diameter of the shaft is given, that is 60 mm. Maximum load, here the P, here the fluctuating load is P and 4P. So 4P is the maximum load, that is a positive 4P, and minimum load W minimum equal to plus P. Okay, these two are the fluctuating loads. Okay, and here factor of safety equal to 1.3. Okay, next size factor equal to 0.85, and surface finish factor equal to 0.9, and ultimate stress or ultimate strength equal to 700 megapascal. Yield stress equal to 500 megapascal, and entrance limit or entrance stress equal to sigma e equal to 330 megapascal. Okay, these all are the given values. Okay, by using these values, you have to find out this maximum value of P. Okay, you have to find out the value of P by using Soderberg and Goodman's methods. Okay, now already we know the formula for maximum bending moment or bending moment at point C. Okay, bending moment at A 0, bending moment at B also 0. Okay, here the bending moment at C is the maximum. So the formula for maximum bending moment at C equal to WL by 4. WL by 4 is the formula for maximum bending moment. Okay, here you can observe RA equal to reaction force RA equal to W by 2, RB equal to W by 2. Okay, so bending moment at C equal to reaction force into 250, that means L by 2. Okay, so bending moment at C equal to reaction force into length between support and center point. So that means W RA into L by 2, where RA equal to W by 2. So So therefore, bending moment at point C equal to WL by 4. Okay. So for determine the maximum bending moment, you have to substitute the value of maximum load. For determining the minimum bending moment, you have to substitute the value of minimum load. Okay. So from the formula, maximum bending moment equal to W maximum load into L by 4. Okay, here the value of P is not given, so the answer is in terms of P. Okay, minimum bending moment equal to minimum bending moment equal to minimum load into length of the beam divided by 4. Minimum load is P and length of the beam equal to 500 by 4. Okay, 125 P is the minimum bending moment. Okay, by using these two values, you have to find out the mean and variable bending moments. Already we know the formula for mean or average bending moment equal to maximum bending moment plus minimum bending moment by 2. Okay, so this is mean bending moment equal to 312.5 into P Newton mm. This is the mean bending moment. Okay. In similar way, variable bending moment mv equal to maximum bending moment minus minimum bending moment divided by 2. Variable bending moment equal to 187.5 into P Newton mm. Okay. So these two are the mean and variable bending moments. After getting the mean and variable bending moments, you have to find out the value of section modulus. Section modulus and bending stress. Bending stress equal to M by Z. M by Z is the bending stress. Okay. So here Z is the section modulus for circular cross sections. For circular cross sections, Z equal to pi d cube by 32. Okay, for circular cross sections, section modulus equal to pi d cube by 32. So here the diameter of the shaft is given, that is 60 mm. So substitute the value of D in this equation. So finally the value section modulus equal to 21.21 into 10 power 3 mm cube is the section modulus. Okay. Now already we know that bending stress equal to sigma equal to M by Z for bending stress. This is the formula for bending stress. Bending stress sigma equal to M by Z. Okay, for determining the mean bending stress, you have to substitute the value of mean bending moment. So mean bending moment by section modulus equal to mean bending stress. So after substituting the values, we got answer 0.0147 P Newton mm square. This is the mean bending stress. In similar way, variable bending stress equal to variable bending moment by section modulus. Okay, this is the answer for variable stress. This is the answer for mean stress. By using these two stresses, okay, we have to find out the value of P, unknown value P. Okay, from Goodman's method. Okay, from Goodman's method, already we know the formula for Goodman's method. 1 by Fs equals sigma m by sigma u plus sigma v into kf by sigma e into k surface into k size. Okay, so substitute the values of sigma e, surface finish factor, size factor, and variable stress factor. Okay, so after substituting the values in this equation, we got the value of load P equal to 13.785. Okay, from Goodman's method, the load acting on the beam P, capital P equal to 13.785 kilonewtons. Okay, in similar way, from Soderberg method, already we know the formula for Soderberg method, that is 1 by Fs equal to sigma m by sigma y plus sigma v into kf by sigma e into k surface k side. Okay, Goodman's method is useful to is, wait 1 minute. Okay, in Goodman's method, we are considering ultimate strength for designing the machine components. In Soderbergh method, we are considering the yield stress for designing the components. Okay, so here finally, here you can observe by using the Soderbergh method, the value of P equal to 11.982 kilonewtons. By using Goodman's method, the value of P equal to 13.785. In our question, we have to find out the maximum value of P. So here you can observe 13.785 is the larger value. So our answer is P equal to 13.785 kilonewtons is our required value. Okay, this is the maximum value of P. Okay. Now coming to the another model, before going to the another concept, first you have to know the formulas, basic formulas. So already we know that Goodman method, for Goodman's method, this is the equation for Goodman's 1 by Fs equals sigma m by sigma u plus sigma v by sigma e. Okay, this is the equation for Soderbergh, 1 by Fs equals sigma m by sigma y plus sigma v by sigma e. Here the main difference is sigma u and sigma y. Okay, remaining is same. Okay, if we are considering the theoretical stress concentration factor Kt and the fatigue stress concentration factor Kf, then the equation is 1 by Fs equals sigma m into Kt by sigma u plus sigma v into Kf by endurance limit into load factor into size factor into surface finish factor into miscellaneous factor. Okay, here Kt is the theoretical stress concentration factor, Kf is the fatigue stress concentration factor, sigma m is the mean stress, sigma v is the variable stress, sigma u is the ultimate stress, sigma e is the endurance stress or endurance limit. K load is the load factor, this one is size factor, this one is the surface finish factor, this one is miscellaneous factor. Miscellaneous factor, example, temperature factor. Okay, in similar way for Soderbergh method, 1 by Fs equals sigma m into Kt by sigma y plus sigma v into Kf by sigma e into load factor, size factor, surface finish factor, miscellaneous factor. Okay, here you can observe the main difference between Goodman and Soderbergh method is ultimate stress and yield stress. Okay, in designing of machine components, we are using sigma u for Goodman's method. Okay, in Soderbergh method, we are using sigma y. Okay, now if the torsion or shear loads or twisting moments are considered, then the Goodman equation is 1 by Fs equal to tau m by tau u plus tau v by tau e. Okay, here 1 by Fs equal, here you can observe tau is the symbol for shear stress. So tau m is the mean shear stress, tau u is the ultimate shear stress, tau v is the variable shear stress, tau e is the endurance limit for shear, tau is the endurance limit for shear. Okay, in similar way, if you are considering Kt and Kf values, then the equation is like this. Okay, tau m kts is the theoretical stress concentration factor for shear loads. KTS means theoretical stress concentration factor for shear loads. Okay, tau u is the ultimate shear stress. Okay, KFS is the fatigue stress concentration factor for shear loads. Okay, in similar way for Soderbergh method, 1 by Fs equal tau m by tau y plus tau v by tau e. Here you have to consider tau y, that is yield stress for shear loads. Okay, and this one is the another formula if you are considering KTS and KFS. Okay, now coming to the new topic, that is when combined variable normal stress and variable shear stress. When a machine part is subjected to both variable normal stresses and variable shear stresses, okay, variable normal stresses, variable shear stresses, then it is designed by using the following these two methods. Okay, maximum shear stress theory or maximum normal stress theory, and second one is maximum shear stress theory is the first one. Second one is maximum principal stress theory or maximum normal stress theory. Okay, according to the Soderberg's formula, already we know that this is the Soderberg equation. 1 by F is equal to sigma m by sigma y plus sigma v by sigma e is the Soderberg equation. Now this is the other equation for KT and KF values. Okay, multiplying this equation by sigma y. Okay, multiplying throughout by sigma y, we get sigma y by Fs equal to sigma m into KT plus sigma v into KF, sigma y by sigma e into load factor, size factor, surface finish factor, miscellaneous factor. Okay, already we know that sigma y by Fs is the maximum or maximum principal stress or maximum normal stress. Sigma y by Fs is called maximum normal stress, sigma y by Fs. Okay, so the term on the right side of the expression, this right side expression is called equivalent normal stress. Okay, equivalent normal stress. Okay, this right side equation is called equivalent normal stress. Okay, because this one is maximum normal stress. Sigma y by Fs is the maximum normal stress. Okay, so equivalent normal stress due to bending loads equal to sigma NEB. Sigma NEB equal to mean stress, sigma m, mean bending stress plus variable bending stress into yield bending stress into KFB divided by sigma EB into K surface into K size. Okay, this is the equivalent normal bending loads. In similar way, equivalent normal stress due to axial loads. Axial loads means tensile or compressive loads. Sigma NEA equal to mean stress plus variable stress into yield stress into KFA by sigma EA into K surface K size. Okay, by adding these two equations, you can get the total equivalent normal stress. Okay, by adding these two equations, you can get the value of total equivalent normal stress. So sigma NE is the equivalent normal stress equal to equivalent normal stress under bending load plus equivalent normal stress under axial load. Okay, so finally sigma NE equal to sigma y by Fs. Okay, in similar way, for reverse torsional or shear loads, then 1 by Fs equal sigma 1 by Fs equal tau m by tau v, tau m by tau y plus tau v by tau e. Okay, from Soderberg equation. Okay, and this one is the another equation. Okay, when we are considering KT and K values, then now multiplying throughout by tau y. Okay, then we got tau y by fs, tau m into kts by 1 plus tau v, tau fs, sorry, tau v, kfs, tau y divided by tau v, k load, k size, k surface, k miscellaneous. Okay. Now the right side, this right side expression is known as equivalent shear stress. Okay, this right side expression is known as equivalent shear stress. So equivalent shear stress due to reversal torsional or shear loading equal to tau es. Tau y by fs is called maximum shear stress. Tau y by fs is called maximum shear stress. Now kts equal to 1. Okay, so tau m plus tau v into kf plus tau y by tau e into k size, k miscellaneous, okay, k load factors. Now this is the maximum equivalent stress, maximum normal stress. Okay, this equation is useful for designing the machine parts of ductile materials. Okay, and this is the maximum equivalent shear stress theory. Okay, this equation this equation is useful to design the machine components for brittle materials. Okay. In next class, I will explain more problems on these concepts. Okay.